So I want to divide 3x to the 4th minus 8x to the 4th, squared, instead of 4th, minus 11x plus 1. I'm going to divide all that by x minus 2.
So x minus 2 go on the outside,
Right.
right?
But don't start setting it up yet. There's a little trick. Okay, you see all of my powers are not accounted for? 4, I have no 3, 2, 1, and that's really 0, correct? X is 0, technically, because that's a 1. But you see how I'm missing the x to the 3rd? That's important, because when I put this on the inside, I have to include those missing terms. So I'm going to put 3x to the 4th plus 0x to the 3rd minus 8x squared minus 11x plus 1. You see I have every power accounted for now? 4, 3, 2, 1, nothing? You have to have every power accounted for in order.
Why?
Okay? Or else, because we've got to line it up here later. And if I need an x cubed, I may not have one. You'll see why in a second. Now put x minus 2 here.
What if it's like 3x4 minus 8x2 by x minus 2? Then would you still have to go all the way down to 0?
Now say that again.
Like it's 3x4 minus 8x2 divided by x minus 2. Would you have to go all the way down?
Yep, you still would have to put the zeros for all those too. Exactly. All of it needs to be accounted for. Now, here's what I do. I put this in order too. Make sure they're in order from highest power on down. Highest power on down. That's important. I look at this first term. First term. X, I want it to be this. So what is x missing? So I want it to be here. Well, it would need a 3 and then 3 more x's to be that, correct? So it needs a 3x cubed. Does everyone agree that x times 3x cubed will in fact give me 3x to the 4th? So here's what I do. That's how I figure out what goes up here. I look to see what does x need to be that. Now remember in long division, once you have this number, don't you multiply it? But remember, when you multiply, you're technically distributing it, correct? So when I multiply this first term, that'll give me 3x to the 4th, which I put under this guy. Multiply the second term, I'm going to get minus 6x cubed, which you have to put under the x cubed. You have to line up power by power. So you see, if you forgot that 0x cubed, you're like, where do I put this? It's got to line up. Does that make sense? So that's why we needed that 0. Because now that I have multiplied in long division, after we multiplied, what did we do? We subtracted. So this is where little mistakes happen. I'm subtracting all of this, right? 3x to the 4th minus 3x to the 4th should be 0. Or I messed up, because that was the whole point. So I'm not going to even write a 0. But here's everyone's little mistakes. 0 minus negative 6. Positive 6. We're really kind of distributing our negative. That's what's going on. Okay, 0 minus negative 6. It's kind of think of it as you're distributing. Now, after you subtract, what did you do in long division?
Drop down negative.
Bring down. But in this problem, we're going to bring down everything. Now, just like in long division, once you brought down, you started all over and said 4 goes into that how many times, right? Same thing we're going to do. We're going to start all over. Look at my x. I now want it to be this term, the first term. So what is it missing?
6x squared.
A 6x squared. Then times x will give me that. So I'm going to put plus 6x squared. Now, after you figure that number, remember you're multiplying, but you're multiplying both of these, correct? So when I multiply the first one, I'll get 6x cubed, which I better get, or I messed up, because that's what I want. But multiply the second term, I'll get minus 12x squared. Line it up under the x squared. They have to be lined up by powers. So I multiply, then what do I do? Subtract. So subtracting all of that. That first one is 0, and like I said, it better be. But be careful. That is negative 8 minus negative 12. What does that give me? 4x squared. Gotta watch those negatives. That's the biggest mistake in these problems. Okay. Bring it all down. Now I start over again. This is getting a little messy here. Let me.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Where's the negative outside the parentheses come from? Is it from
The subtraction, because I'm subtracting
okay.
all this from that. But I use parentheses because I'm subtracting all of it.
Alright.
Which is why I kind of, if you need to, you can distribute your negative. Okay, but now I start all over. What does x need to be 4x squared? 4x. Everyone understand that? Because x times 4x is x squared. So what's missing is kind of what we're asking. So you multiply the first two terms, I'll get 4x squared. Here's where everyone's like, where did I get the second? Multiply both things. That'll give me negative 8x. Right? 4x times both of those. Now I subtract. The first ones are zeros, which it better be. This next one is negative 11 minus negative 8. That's really plus, so I get negative 3x. And bring on down.
So you don't care if we distribute that one before
The negative?
Yeah.
No, that helps you do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. Now, keep going. What does x need to be negative 3x? A negative 3. So I put minus 3 up top. Now remember, you're multiplying that by both of these, correct? So I'll get negative 3x plus 6 when I multiply. Now I subtract all of that. That's 0. And I have 1 minus 6. Negative 5, right? Now, you might be thinking, when the heck do I stop, right? Once this power, this degree, is smaller than this degree. So what's this degree? 1, the highest power, right? Finally, this degree is 0. So I'm finally less than. But up here, that was still 1. They're still equal. You keep going until this power is smaller than this power. But here's what I do. I'm done. Just like over here, I was done. I put remainder 2. I'm going to kind of do something like that. I'm going to put plus. My remainder was negative 5. And negative 5 out of x minus 2. So let me go back here. Didn't I have remainder 2 out of 4 left? Same thing. I have negative 5 out of this many left.
I feel like this could get really long.
Well, it is called long division.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I mean, like extra long.
But you must have a plus here, guys. Plus is plus. A lot of people forget that plus. But there's my answer right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Questions?